Today's video was the last bit of tennis that I got to play when I was in San Francisco collaborating with Kevin Liang. Kevin's friends were able to get us a court in the morning to play on, and luckily the court was dry. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out my last video where we drove 6 hours just to play tennis. We have just driven around the entire day in California and done absolutely nothing. Nick and Kelsey, if you're out there watching this video, thank you so much, because I know how hard and how expensive it can be to get these tennis courts at the Bay Club. I just wish that I got to spend more time at this club so I could use the full use of my day pass, because this was definitely probably one of the nicest tennis clubs I've ever been to. Now, today's video is a little bit different. I want to open up a discussion to all of you back home watching this video. I've been getting more and more into USTA leagues the past couple of years for both coaching and playing. I've coached a few teams at the 3-5 and 4-0 level that have reached the national level last year, and I competed with my 5-0 team for sectionals this past summer. And really, the biggest detail I realized is that there's such a wide range of level and skill amongst every rating. I'm also learning that there's a big difference in level amongst different regions as well. This video is a perfect example. See, in the PNW, Nick would easily be a 5-0, but apparently in Northern California, he's a middle of the pack 4-5. And Kelsey, and from just playing with her for my first time, I've trusted her more than some of my mixed doubles partners here in the PNW that I've played with multiple times. No offense to anyone that I played mixed doubles with here, but just check out these highlights. Now, I've only played in 2 different regions so far, that being the Mid-Atlantic and the PNW. I haven't competed nationally yet, but it did make me wonder, what's the best region in the country, and are there exaggerated ratings like this across the whole country? In my mind, I would think Florida, Texas, and California are the best states for USTA tennis. To me, it's just been like that as long as I can remember, from competing in juniors to college tennis. Going back to the topic of the 2 regions I've played in, from my experience, 5-0 is very different between the Mid-Atlantic and the PNW. Although there are less players here in the PNW actually, it's definitely a more competitive level, as most of the people I play with here are definitely younger. Many of them are fresh out of college or actually even still in college. And don't get me wrong, people back home in Maryland were insane players as well, but from what I recall, a lot of them were slightly older. No offense to anyone back home, I definitely love you all. But I guess that's where I was hoping to get your input. Do you all have any similar experiences with USTA leagues from different regions? And I mean, excluding sandbaggers, because naturally there will always be some everywhere you go. I mean, literally last summer at my 5-0 sectionals, Portland had a guy that was a 12 UTR who was playing futures. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for competing, but that's definitely not supposed to be a 5-0. You guys are free to check out that video if you'd like. Anyway, back on topic. I feel like the more time I start to invest into these leagues and the more experiences I gain with traveling and competing through these leagues, I realize how unbalanced the USTA system is. It's definitely not meant to be fair. You're telling me a college club player at UCLA could easily be a 5-star recruit who just wasn't good enough to play Division 1 at UCLA, but that same person can technically qualify to be a 4-5. Does that not sound ridiculous? And then you're telling me someone who's like 35 years old is supposed to compete in the same league? And trust me, I get it. It makes everything more inclusive. And yeah, if I were older and still competing, I wouldn't mind battling some kids fresh out of college either. But from my understanding in USTA, there's only 2 age brackets, and that's 18 and over and 40 and over. And I feel like USTA should either add more age brackets, like maybe a 30 to 40 year old range, or somehow find a way to connect UTR, with reliability of course, to someone's NTRP rating. In my mind, that's the only fair way to actually make sure people are getting fair challenges and fair play through these USTA leagues. All I'm saying is I can definitely see how newcomers just trying to start joining USTA can be easily turned off from it. If I was a 4-0 just starting out and I had to play someone who was about 2 UTR points higher than me, I probably wouldn't have a good time either. But once again, if you guys have any similar experiences or they're just stories that you want to share, please leave a comment down below. If you've made it this far into my TED Talk, I genuinely appreciate it. You all are the best. I've been having a ton of fun engaging with everyone in the comment section, and I can't wait to hear, or I guess Can't wait to read about your stories and experiences. Once again, I'm still fairly new to USTA, and I'd love to understand how it plays a role into everyone's tennis across the country. Now, before I go, really quick, I just want to point out one thing. Check out Nick's crazy serve. This guy is actually facing backwards to start his motion, and I don't truly get it. I kind of want to ask his coach who taught him a bunch of questions, but somehow he finds the timing to accelerate through the ball and he still gets a lot of action on it. Anyway, I'm going to let the rest of the video and highlights play out. To Nick, Kevin, and Kelsey, thank you so much for inviting me to play with you guys and helping us get a court. I can't wait for the next time we all get to reconnect and play again. Hopefully, the next time we'll be here in Seattle. And to everyone back home watching, thank you all for your support as well. The channel continues to grow, and honestly, it freaks me out. But if you're new to the channel and enjoyed this content, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. If you end up finding me annoying or you just don't like my content, it's always free to unsubscribe anyway. Oh, and one last thing before we go. To this coach here that works at the Bay Club in Santa Clara, thanks so much for the court time. He was supposed to have a class, but then no one ended up showing up. So he let us stay on the court for an extra an hour and a half for free. Yeah, we ended up playing 3 hours of tennis, and I wasn't really expecting that before my flight, but we obviously appreciated having more time to just play with each other. And after the first matchup of me and Kelsey playing Nick and Kevin, there will be a few games where me and Kevin play together against Nick and Kelsey, so I'll let those highlights play out. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Surprise, I'm back. Just wanted to say one more thing really quick. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the highlights and the scores, but in this service game, after I break my strings, Kelsey and I go up 40-15. I'm pretty sure at the time of when we were playing, when I broke my strings, we completely lost track of the score, and you'll notice that at 40-15 we win the point, but then for some reason continue playing. Just a gentle reminder for you guys back home to always keep track of score, because mini spoiler, it does come back to bite us in the butt, and everything would have 100% been a lot different had we just known that the game was over.
on.